So I am making this update at 4:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would make it about 12:42 a.m. in the morning in Tehran. At the time of this reporting, Israel has said that it is detecting a new wave of missiles inbound to the country. This is a few minutes ago. This is shortly after Trump said that Iran's military forces have been completely knocked out. 780 people have been killed across Iran as gasoline jumped to its highest price in 21 years, and stocks fell once again. In an attempt to mitigate the jump in oil prices, Trump has ordered his administration to offer insurance for Gulf maritime trade, with the U.S. Navy escorting ships through the Strait of Hormuz. It's unclear how much this is going to cost you and I. In addition to the estimated $1 billion the war has already cost us in just 4 days. Trump and his administration are still having trouble getting their story straight. Marco Rubio earlier today said that the U.S. was aware of Israeli strikes set for Iran and indicated that information informed their decision to launch the strike. We knew there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that they would precipitate an attack against American forces, and we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act. Shortly thereafter, when asked about that and what Rubio had said, Trump said, "Nope, I might have forced their hand. It was my opinion that they, Iran, were going to attack first." This is despite all intel saying there were no indications that that was going to happen, and the Gang of Eight, which are all the senior leaders in our government, Congress and Senate, saying there was no indication that Iran was going to launch. Trump went on to say, if we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. Again, nothing to back that up. I felt strongly about that. There's also a report that Trump was talking to the Washington Post and said, I got him before he got me. And this goes back to the alleged attempts on his life in 2024. This is in response to the 2020 killing when U.S. targeted Soleimani, who is a leader of one of the branches of Iran's military when he was in Iraq, which then precipitated a retaliatory attack by Iran, which left over 100 U.S. military service members with traumatic brain injuries. He said that was part of his factor, was he needed to get Khamenei before he got him. And then Trump recently said when he was sitting down with the German chancellor that he would cease all trade with Spain because they wouldn't allow bases in Spain to be used for the attack when they were asked. So once again, we're going to get into trade tariff wars with allies, historical allies, because Trump is trying to figure out how to pull some kind of victory out of a lot of bullshit right now between this conflict that he and Netanyahu have started. And despite everything that they're saying is not going as well as they had hoped, there are still attacks again on Israel. There is an escalation of conflict between Hezbollah and Israel in Lebanon, where there are ground forces now involved, multiple strikes across the region, still drones and missiles. Again, despite him saying everything was knocked out, I believe one of the consulates in Abu Dhabi was just struck. This is after the embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, was struck. So this may continue for a while because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's the technical assessment.